Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. Let's get started. I'm going to show a little bit differently than this one because these are watercolor pieces and I didn't want to do watercolor. Okay, so let's bring in the paper. I have a scrap of white. I have part of a circle of soft seafoam, and that's cut from the second largest of the circles, layering circles. I have a scrap of gorgeous grape, some scraps of Night of Navy, a piece of pear pizzaz, a piece of white, a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white, which I have run through this embossing folder, and I've forgotten what the name of it is. Hang on, I'll go find out. Okay, that is the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder, page 155. I've already done that. I have a piece of gorgeous grape, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and my card base, which is thick, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Okay, we'll put those aside. I'm going to be using Meadow dies. These 5 here. This die is from the Painted Labels. It's the Poppy set. This one here. And then I'm going to be using this sentiment from Daisy Lane and this stamp here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is bring in this piece here. Well, actually, let's go do all the die cuts first and then I'll stamp that. Okay, so out of these two pieces, I'm going to die cut this butterfly, and then I'm going to die cut the flower tops of this die here. So it would be like that. Okay. Then from this piece of gorgeous grape, I'm going to die cut this piece here and the flower top from this die. Just the top. Okay. Then from this piece here, I'm going to die cut this leaf and both of these other flowers as well. And then I have this little tiny white one, and I'm going to die cut that out of that. So let me go die cut all of these and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I've got all my pieces die cut out. I'm just going to bring in a little tray here to put these in so I don't lose them. I'm going to bring in a pair of scissors. And I'm going to cut off the stem here at the bottom. And the same on this one, I'm going to cut off the stem. Okay, put those in there. There's my butterfly. Okay, now for these pieces, I'm going to bring in a granny apple green on a blending brush. And my green brush. This one will work. And I'm going to add some brightness intermittently and not over the whole thing necessarily. You see, I didn't take these out of the where they were cut yet, because it gives me a little bit more freedom there. Okay, now I can pop these out. Gives you a little bit of variance in the green. Okay. May or may not use this piece, but alright. Those aside. Now I'm going to bring in a soft seafoam. I'm going to bring in this circle, what's left of it, and I'm going to, oh, actually this one I'll do with Memento, with the friend stamp. Ink that up. I'm going to stamp that down here in the bottom of that circle, like that. And I'm going to bring in trimmer. And I want to trim this just above where those letters are, so that it looks straight, like that. Okay, well, this part is discard. Okay, now I'm going to bring in this piece, and the fern, and soft seafoam ink. And I'm going to stamp this whole background. I'm just going to take this fern and I'm just going to keep turning it, filling this whole background with ferns. They can almost overlap. Here. Okay. A little bit more on this one here. So let's turn this way. Fill in there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to tear out some rectangles or some squares. The first one I want to be about like that, I guess. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong here. Want to tear out some shapes. So there's that one. I need one that's long, narrow. There, and I need another smaller one. There, and I need a really small one. Let's see. Let's do like that, and like that. That one's going to go here. Maybe a little bit smaller. Okay. Now, I'm going to come in with this piece here. This one will go there. This one will go here. These are too wide, so we need to make them a little bit smaller. They need to fit on this piece. Okay, so that one will go there. Like that. That works. I think that one will work. There we go. Okay, so let's glue these down. I'm going to put glue roughly on the back. I'm not going to worry about getting the edges, because once I get these on here, I'll move this down a little bit more. I'm going to rough up the edges like this. I'm just going to fluff up the edges a little bit, like that. Okay. Want it that way. Okay, I'll just go in with your fingers, fluff up these edges a little bit so that it just adds a little bit more distressing to it. It's distressed, but it's not you know, it's not, I don't like it real messy. I like it to look distressed, but not be distressed. I'll set that aside to dry, and I'm going to bring in these ones that have the flowers. Pop those holes out. I'm bringing the tops that match, and I'm going to glue those together. There's a little center to go in the center of that one. Glue oozing, I'm just wiping it up. Okay, there's this little tulip shaped one. Okay, and this one will go in there. And I figure this part's probably green, but kind of like that little bit extra purple. Alright. Well, let's put this together. Let's bring in our card base. Go ahead and adhere this part to the front of the card. Should be the same size as the card front. And adhere this right centered on the top of that. Okay. This paper out of the way. Alright. Now, we're going to bring in this piece. Come on. I'm just taking these little pieces out. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit more highlight on this one. A little bit more color. So I'm actually going to bring in a sponge dauber. Mark the green. And this is the granny apple again. I'm just going to add a little bit of this here and there because I want a little bit more something on there. Okay. See the difference? Okay. So we're going to lay them out. That one's going to go on like that. I'm just going to glue it down. And the friend needs to go on first, so let's put that on first so we don't accidentally hide the lettering. That's just gluing down. And it goes down here. Okay, then we're going to glue this one down here. And we're just putting little bits of glue on the back. You can use the sponge and this to do this. I just prefer to do it this way. It's going to go on like that. You might want to leave this one off. Okay, then I'm going to bring in this one. Put the glue on the back of it. That one's going to go here. Like that. This one's going to get dimensionals on it. And I'm going to just use the little ones because that's what I have on my desk. And the little ones fit better behind some of these elements. Okay. That one's going to go on here, like that. Okay, now we're going to take this piece, we're going to take our dimensionals, and there's these edge pieces. We're just going to cut a little thin strip of dimensional off of that edge. We're going to put it on the back of this. Okay. Oops, so I have a piece I need to pop out. Okay, we're going to put it this way up, right over the top of this friend. There you go. There's a card we just made together. Oh, I forgot the butterfly. Let's add him on. A couple dimensionals on the back of him. In here, 3 of the same color. There you go. Here's the one I did previously. Well, thank you so much for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. And this one's got a little bit more yellow in there because these, like I said, these were watercolored, but you could start with a lighter, like a yellow or something instead of the green, but I like this one as well. Well, have a great day. Bye.